From Indiana, Mrs. Houchin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are here today to really determine who knew what when, who did what when. Is this a failure of Silicon Valley Bank? Is it a factor of lack of adequate oversight or lack of regulation? I'm happy to hear many of you testify today in admission it was largely a factor of lack of oversight. We've heard discussions today about FSOC, the Federal Stability Oversight Council. Vice Chair Barr, what's the purpose of FSOC?
I'm sorry, the question is, what is the purpose of FSOC?
What is the purpose? What is the mission of FSOC?
The FSOC is an entity that brings together regulators from around the financial system, market regulators and bank regulators, to look at risks in the system and to try and coordinate across those agencies.
Right. So it was created by Dodd-Frank in 2010 to provide, according to FSOC's website, comprehensive monitoring of the stability of our nation's financial system. It's chaired by the Secretary of the Treasury. It includes the Fed, the OCC, CFPB, FDIC, CFTC. In fact, all of our witnesses today take part in those meetings. Do you not? Yes or no?
Yes, each of the three of us participate in FSOC as member agencies.
And the function of FSOC, is it also to identify risk to the financial stability of the United States? Mr. Barr, yes or no?
Yes, that is among its functions.
Following an executive order by President Biden in May of 2021, entitled Climate-Related Financial Risk, FSOC now also evaluates climate-related financial risk. Is that right, Mr. Barr?
That predates my time, and we're not in charge of running the FSOC, so I don't know the sequence of events, but it is the case.
I assume that it is now part of FSOC's charge to monitor and evaluate for systemic risk also?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the last sentence.
I assume it's also part of FSOC's charge to monitor and evaluate for systemic risk.
Yes, that, as I indicated previously, is a core function of FSOC, is to look at risks across the financial system.
In a quick review of the FSOC meeting minutes dated December 16th, 2022, 5 pages were devoted to, quote, climate-related financial risk. Mr. Barr, many of those comments came from you. I couldn't find any pages devoted to market and news reports of the apparent looming problem with Signature Valley Bank and Signature Bank. In fact, in December of 2022, Signature Valley Bank was listed on the S&P Global Marketplace as the top U.S. bank by proportion of uninsured deposits at nearly 94%. Only 4 other banks were estimated to be above 80%, including Signature Bank, but none of that was mentioned in your December 16th meeting. Are those factors not important to comprehensive monitoring of the stability of our nation's financial system, Mr. Barr?
I was asked at the meeting you were describing to discuss one risk to the financial system, and that was with respect to climate risk.
Let me just ask that question one more time. Are those factors not important to the comprehensive monitoring of the stability of our nation's financial system? The debt ratio, the uninsured ratio, is that not important?
The standard factors we think about in banking, among those factors are interest rate risk and liquidity risk. Those are core issues that we do in the bread and butter supervision every day.
So do you not consider the uninsured ratio as part of a factor of systemic risk?
We look, with respect to microprudential supervision of individual firms, we're looking at their liquidity risk. And one element of their liquidity risk is the extent to which they rely on uninsured deposits. That includes uninsured deposits from financial entities, uninsured deposits from operating businesses, and then their insured deposit base. So it is a core part of what we think about when we think about liquidity risk.
But none of that was discussed in the December meeting relative to Signature Bank or Silicon Valley Bank or any system gap.
As I said, the specific request to me in that meeting was to talk about this issue. We obviously talk about broader issues all the time.
Yeah, I get that. Secretary Lang, earlier Chairman Huizenga was asking about the minutes taken at the meetings for FSOC. You said the meeting minutes are published after the next meeting. However, it seems there's more detailed information than what is shared publicly, and that the closed executive session meeting minutes are not shared at all. Will you commit to providing this committee with unredacted minutes from every FSOC meeting since the March 10th meeting, including closed executive sessions?
Congresswoman, I'm aware of 2 FSOC meetings since these events, March 12th.
Will you commit to
March
providing the
24th.
meeting minutes for the executive sessions?
They were executive sessions, and we do produce minutes, and we will release them.
Thank you. I yield back.
We'll now go to our final